Good morning, everybody. We're live from Dusseldorf for the first time coming to you from this lovely city this morning. It was Munich last week. It's Dusseldorf as of today. Off the back of England getting a 1-0 win over Serbia. Off the back of Scotland getting a 5-1 thrashing from the Germans. We'll get to that. Former Scotland captain Graeme Souness is alongside Simon and myself here in the Paris Club in the 25 Hours Hotel in the centre of Dusseldorf. What a wonderful venue it is too. Graeme, in the passing, did I hear you say that you had a chance at some stage to play for the mighty Bayern Munich?
It wasn't a chance. I was sending it out. If I'd be interested in going to Bayern Munich, and I said no. I mean, at that time, if you played for Liverpool, you couldn't go any higher. You know, they were the best team in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you smirking
I'm just like Uli Souness. I'm just thinking of that.
Uli Souness.
Actually, it was Uli Souness that asked me. It was at Aston Villa's ground. It was at Aston Villa's ground, and I wasn't playing because I think I may have been suspended.
Oh.
He pulled me, yeah.
Hello, it's Uli Souness. Is Uli Souness there?
Yeah.
I'd love to
If you'd have known your German heritage at that time, would you have had a decision
been
to
all
make?
over it. Yeah,
would you have been playing for the Germans, would you?
Yeah. Been all over it.
We're going to talk to many of the callers who are coming in this morning back in London, and you'll be put through to us here out in Dusseldorf. We're asking you if you thought the 1-0 win and the scoreline, was that enough for you? England first time out, did they fill you with confidence? Was the scoreline the only thing that mattered? Many of you trying to give us a call this morning, and that is fine by us. Get to your phones, give us a call, and you'll get through to us. I hope you do. 03717 223344. Steve is an Everton fan. Steve, later on in the show, we will be talking about the Everton ownership situation. Make sure you tune in for that. But on England, what did you think? Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, lads. Thanks for having me on. Jim, I'll start off by saying
problem.
No. It has
That's
to
a no,
stop,
then.
Jim. It's Graeme, most definitely no. I was a midfield player myself. There's so many points, Jim, but it has to stop now. The man needs to get his head out of his backside. He needs to stop making the big decisions. We're starting to see the same old in. Get your cojones out there. Don't be looking at the names on the back of the shirts. If they can't do it, listen, they're not saying the bad players, Jim. It's not their day. Graeme knows. Sometimes you have to be hooked. Your man Mourinho, after half an hour, two of them have said, come on, son, come and sit by me. Not your day today, and change it. If we're going the way we're going, Jim, it's not going to happen. It's like your old lady. You do a day's collar, you're walking down the path, she's cooking a curry, right? And you go in and you sit down, it smells nice. This smells nice. You sit down, you're eating a curry, she says to you, what was that like? I was like, well, it was all right. Well, what do you mean it was all right? Well, it was all right. Well, what do you mean? Well, you could have marinated the meat. You could have spiced it up a little bit. The ingredients are there, Jim. Go for it, son. We're crying out. Jim, and the last point I'll make about your man, right? Leaders, right? He looks lost. He has got the best job in the world. He has got the most talented football club, national team in the world. Everyone's envy of him. Like Simon said about your man at Ten Hag when he turned up at United with his 12-year-old sun suit on. He needs to get rid of that blazer, get rid of that T-shirt, get ready for work. Get something England on, even if it's only a badge. Get your shirt on, son. Get ready for work and be positive and make them big calls and show us as a nation, us British people that love the game. We give you time, we give you money, we give you energy. Have a go, son. Look at Churchill. Have a go, son. Get your kit on and have a go and talk positive. Don't save me, Karma. Save me, Vindaloo.
Steve, that was quite incredible, Steve. And bearing in mind England won.
I'd like to have played for Steve. Bloody hell.
I tell you what. I think he wants to see more from them, Graeme. I think that's the essence of it. That's where he was going from the Curry point of view.
From Liverpool.
Yeah. Steve, thank you for that. That certainly got us thinking about a number of things. Mark is a Leeds fan. Mark, I'm not entirely sure if you'll be as opinionated or animated as Steve was, but Mark, what did you think of it? It was a 1-0 win, right?
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, it was a 1-0 win.
Morning, Mark.
As you guys have alluded to. Oh, sorry, congratulations, Graeme, on your award as well. Truly deserved.
Thank you. Good man, thank you.
First of all, it was a win. We move on to the next game. I'd like to thank Steve for his vociferous opinion this morning. But for me, I just wish we would ditch the two number 6s. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I like him as a player. He's not a bad player, but he's nowhere number 6. I just wish we'd go with two number 10s and utilise Phil Foden in his correct position. I think we could have done that last night. You could have had Gordon out on the wing, could have had Eze out on the wing on the left-hand side. Foden was wasted out there. He looked lost.
Where are you on Foden? Let's hear Graeme on Foden then. Let's hear Graeme on Foden, Mark.
Mark, I'm an enormous fan of Foden. I think he's a real star and will only get better. I just think if you're Gareth Southgate watching that game last night, you've got so many. And this is why I believe they're going to do very well in the competition. They've got so much talent there. You know, when it's obvious to you, it's obvious to I think everyone who'll phone in. Every supporter watching the game turned and was no longer going England's way. And with the amount of firepower and options he has on the bench, I would have expected more from him. And I Gordon's on fire this year. Cole Palmer's on fire this year. I personally am a big fan of Gerard Bowen from West Ham. You know, no one enjoys playing against him. So I think changes should have been made earlier. The midfield was not working for me for an hour. You know, it was about, when you're 1-0 up, it's about keeping the ball, frustrating them, make them chase shadows. And we just didn't look a cohesive unit in there. And I think it's given food for thought going forward.
Mark, listen, thanks for the call. Alex is a big Arsenal fan. Alex, want to squeeze you in. 1-0 win, was it enough for you?
Look, guys, was it enough? Yes, we got the 3 points. Look, the issue is, for me, guys, is that the media has built England up to a point whereby if we are beating teams like Serbia by 3 or 4 goals, then it's just an abject failure. You know, it's the de facto standard expectation. It's been set by the media and the pundits like you guys for decades. Now, let's hear me out. Look, England are, as a combined 11 are not as good as that de facto standard expectation. They never have been. There's a seeming expectation that England are on a level with, you know, I've said this before, 1970s Brazil, coupled with absolutely no appreciation of the opposition in hand. Are they expecting Serbia to just back off for 90 minutes? Do they think Serbia is Andorra? So when it goes wrong, who's to blame? Well, it can't be the players, so it must be Gareth Southgate. But for as long as I've been alive, the media has always scapegoated the manager. And so on and on we go. You know, in 2006, it was Alan Hansen and Ian Wright on Match of the Day suggesting if Theo Walcott had played, they'd beaten Portugal. And now the same. Fans are saying if Cole Palmer had come on, we'd have thrashed Serbia. If we'd played Grealish earlier against Italy, we'd have won the final.
Graeme, jump in if you want, Graeme. Jump in. Hold on. Here's Graeme.
No, we're not. No one's blaming the manager. My criticism, if any, you've got that much talent, and it was obvious to every man and his dog that England were on the back foot for the largest part of that game and most of the second half. He has options to change it. For me, having been a manager and a player, the criticism should always go back to these players. They are the ones on the pitch. And if they didn't turn up, like some of them didn't last night, they're the ones that should be getting the criticism.
Yeah.
Just England, and it's not a case of England should have done better. Were you happy with the performance last night? As a British person, I wouldn't have been happy with England's performance last night.
That's fair, Alex, isn't it? You're happy with the result. Were you happy with the performance?
I don't think that's the right kind of question to be asking. Was it enough? Was it enough? Yes, 3 points. Great, we won. I don't think whether being happy with the, am I happy? No, I'd have loved to have been a lot better, but my expectations are not in line with what the media has built them up to be for the last however long I've been watching football. 40 years. It's always been the same. They're always making.
But I think that's fair to say in the past.
That England are the Netherlands of 1970.
They've been to a final and a semi-final in the last two competitions. They've been to a semi-final and a final in the last two competitions.
But so
the expectation. Not in the last two competitions, Greece haven't.
Go on, Simon. Where is Alex going with his media assertion?
No, but I think Alex has a point in the past where the media have built things up and then used it as an opportunity to whittle down, and the media wants to have a view on which England player should be doing which particular job. But I don't think it's unreasonable to look at it through the prism of where we are now. We've got a World Cup semi-final that we all felt that Southgate could have done better, but gave him a pass in 2018 because he was new on the job. We have a European Championship final that ultimately was in a home nation's opportunity. And then we had a World Cup quarter-final against France. I think when you're playing against teams like Serbia, you would expect England to be the better side and to be the more dominant side. And there are a group of very talented players in there. So I don't think, when I listen to the media, a lot of the media are actually saying that they don't think England are going to win this tournament. They think other people are going to win this tournament. So I'm not entirely sure you're right, Alex, but I don't think it's unreasonable in a critical world to have some critical thinking. And if you look at that second half performance from England and say, that's reflective of what we would hope to see, then I don't think that's people being built up into a situation where they're Brazil of 1970.
Alex, thanks for the call nonetheless. Graeme Souness, of course. In Graeme, we have the former Scotland captain. And what of Scotland? Exactly. What happened on Friday night in Munich? We'll look at that next.
Was ist das? talkSPORT?